Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why today I can't recommend Boost Mobile to anyone out there. And before people get on this whole thing of like, you're a Boost Mobile hater, you're a detractor, I've been supporting Boost Mobile since the days of Chirp, okay? The Where You At campaign, the push to talk Motorola devices, okay? If you look through my YouTube channel from like old videos from 10 years ago, I got video of unboxing Boost Mobile phones, talking about their services. I mean, dude, I used to really champion for Boost Mobile. Um, but things have changed, and I'll tell you why. And shout out to the Facebook community because a lot of people reporting how they feel or what they've been going through with Boost Mobile has really put this together. And maybe this is something that, Boost Mobile can take a look at and actually listen to. And maybe this will help them make changes. Who knows, right? Wishful thinking, but no promises, nothing's guaranteed. So before I get into it, if you guys want to smash the like button, I would truly appreciate that. Turn on bell notifications so you guys don't miss a video upload. And let's get right into it. So if you go to the Boost Mobile website, aka boostmobile.com, you'll be greeted with their website page where it says $15 for 3 months. And then it tells you, with their unlimited plan, $25 a month afterwards, but your first 3 months of signing up with Boost Mobile and you're paying only $15 a month for the $25 plan. So, I mean, low prices, and some out there would tell people it's time to take advantage, but it really just depends, right? Like taking advantage of Boost Mobile would definitely be good in the situation if you're bringing your own device. So if you have your own smartphone and you're not looking to upgrade to a new phone, then signing up with Boost Mobile would be, logical, for savings, right? $15 for the first 3 months. I mean, that's a pretty good deal, right? You get unlimited talk and text. You get 30 gigabytes of priority high-speed data. Unless you're on the native Dish 5G, then it's 100 gigabytes of data before you're throttled. So there's a lot of good things happening here, at least on the surface of it. See, you can always dress a cake and make it look pretty, even though the actual cake itself is moldy. You would never know until you slice into the cake, and by then it's already too late, And so here's some of the things that, Boost Mobile is doing that I feel like really, really have hurt their reputation. And the only way to repair that reputation is to do right by customers and to completely just shred it all down and rebuild it back up. And I'm not talking about their network, right? Boost 5G is solid where it's at. Solid, if you pick up signal, you'll definitely notice very good connectivity on the native Dish 5G. The problem with Boost is actually in its customer service and in its infinite access iPhone or Galaxy plans, the orders and everything. The confusion between postpaid and prepaid and all that. It's a good idea. It's just very poorly executed. Okay, so let's start off with the ordering because this is one of the nightmares that Boost Mobile customers experience, and not all Boost Mobile customers experience it. Just some do, but it's enough to really kind of tarnish the brand. So there's a lot of people who go and they want to sign up for Boost Mobile. They port their number over. They choose the infinite access for iPhone because they love the idea of getting a new iPhone every year. And there's another company that did this before they were absorbed by T-Mobile, and that was Sprint. Sprint had an iPhone deal where you got a new iPhone every year. And so, it's like Boost Mobile is like the new Sprint. But anyhow, the problem with it is that a lot of people sign up for this. They make an initial payment, right, to set up everything. And, they're waiting like 2, maybe 3 days later, they get an email that tells them their order was canceled. No clear reason why as to it was canceled. They call in, they talk to support. One support doesn't know what's going on, transfers to another support who, best guesstimation, says, oh, you don't have good enough credit to be able to do this, but you can go prepaid, and you can get this iPhone, like the iPhone 13 for 99.99. They'll do something like that, right? And of course, people get disheartened about it. When you go to any other carrier, you go to AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and you try to get a phone and you're using it based on your credit to finance the phone, right? You're told up front then and there whether you can or cannot. Even though that is a little disheartening to hear, no, you cannot finance. I mean, pushing that aside, you know, you're still told up front. So if you can't finance the phone, you're walking out knowing that you're not going to get the phone. Okay, it's that little like, okay, my order was placed. You're excited. You're like, oh, I'm getting the new iPhone 16. You're superly excited, and you're waiting. You're like, oh, it should be here maybe the day after tomorrow. And then you check your email and you get that your order's been canceled. So for 3 days, you've been sitting around waiting for a phone that you thought was going to come, and it's now never going to come. So that's one issue that people get frustrated with Boost Mobile. Another issue is when they send your phone to the wrong address. You order an iPhone 16, it's shipped, it's on the way. Tracking shows it was delivered to the wrong address. You contact Boost Mobile, they say it's out of their hands. Contact, the shipping carrier. You contact the shipping carrier, and they tell you to contact Boost Mobile, and it's like a back and forth. And then Boost Mobile's like, well, you know what? We'll send you another phone, but first we need that phone to come back. And it's like, how are you supposed to get the phone to come back if it was delivered to the wrong address? And 9 times out of 10, since people are really not that honest today, that phone is gone. That phone is gone. The people that live at the property where it was delivered is 99% of the time going to sit there and say they never received any package, especially if it was just left at the doorstep and not signed for. They didn't receive anything. So you have no proof that they actually did take in the package or not. So that's another frustrating issue with Boost Mobile. Another frustrating issue with Boost Mobile is their data calculations being very, very way off. You can, paid your bill, your cycle started over. It's like day 2 into your bill cycle. And then all of a sudden the system reads out that you used 30 gigabytes of data, which you didn't because you've been mostly on Wi-Fi at home. And there's no way for them to reset it. Even if you as a customer can prove, hey, I didn't use 30 gigs of data in one day, there's no way for them to reset it, which, I doubt. It's just they don't really want to implement some sort of build into the system that would allow for it to be resetted. So you go the rest of the 28 days of your bill cycle on slow, throttled data speeds. Not a very good look. Boost Mobile has these issues. Their customer service reps, they don't know the promotions, or not familiar with the promotions, even though they have tools at their hand. Okay, they have what's called knowledge. Okay, and I don't mean like knowledge in their brain. I mean that's a literal system that has every promotion that's ever been made on Boost Mobile. They can easily. It's the company intranet that is like a web browser. Okay, it doesn't work exactly like Chrome, but if you type in promo, it's going to bring up all the results throughout its encyclopedia of promos that they've had, and including the most current ones. So they have these tools at their disposal in order for them to be able to, know what's going on. If someone says, hey, you guys are charging me 25 and I signed up for the, 15 for 3 months. And this is my first bill since signing up. So this would be month number 2, and you guys are charging me $25. And someone's going to think that it was a completely different promo and start going off of that when it's completely wrong, causing friction between the company and the customer and a very poor customer service experience. That has happened. It's happened to me. This is the reason why I left the company, because I'm not paying them for a bill that they're incorrectly charging me for. And even though they tried to fix it, all they really did was knock off $25 off the original charge, when technically my bill should have been, it was like $80 and some change, but they were charging me $201. And I was like, no. Okay, they've done it to me, so I personally experienced it. They do it to many people out there. A lot of people look at Boost Mobile and they're like, they're doing all, these, the fuckery because they're not really making money like the other carriers are. And, obviously a company like that has debts, they have loans, they have things they got to pay. And so people really feel like the company is okay screwing over customers for money so that way they have the funds to take care of their loans and their bills and things like that. And when customers start to feel that way, it is hard for anybody to recommend Boost Mobile with a straight face. Um, and so that's why I can't recommend them. There's just too many problems with the customer service. Now, what can Boost Mobile do to fix all this? Like I said, they got to shred it down and build it back up. They got to rebuild their customer service, and they really got to focus on their customer service team and make sure that they're providing the best customer service as possible. I've said this even when I was working for them as customer care. They needed to fix that. There are too many people that are just not trained enough to know what's going on with Boost Mobile in order to have the confidence to explain things to customer, because that's the biggest key when it comes to Boost Mobile, is that you have to sound confident in order for a customer to take you serious. If you don't sound like you know what you're doing or what you're saying, they don't believe you. They're going to request to speak to somebody else. That's the nature of, over the phone customer service interactions. And when you don't have your customer service team trained well enough to be able to take those customers' calls, well, you're always going to have a mediocre to low grade when it comes to customer experience with customer care. So they need to fix their customer care team. They need to, they need to really bring back empathy for customers, because that's one thing that they seem to lack. And I don't mean sympathy where they give in to every customer demand, but empathy where they can actually empathize with what a customer is going through, because they know what it feels like for a customer to go through that issue, but also at the same time too be able to be confident in explaining things if the customer may have misunderstood a promo, to explain that promo so that way the customer understands what it is, or be able to resolve their issue. Okay. You need better team leads. I cannot tell you how much and how frustrating it was to sit there and try to get help and have to plug it in, and you have like maybe 5, 6, 7 team leads on there that can help, and only one is assisting reps with additional help. You need better team leads. All right. You need a better sales team. You need a better sales group that, can assist customers with when they order a new phone. Matter of fact, they need to rechange how everything is. Don't just let a customer put in their payment information and make their first payment to get their services started up, and they're waiting for a brand new iPhone or a brand new Samsung. And then 3 days later, they get an email, your order was canceled because you don't have good enough credit. That to me, I can understand why a lot of people get pissed off, because I've seen and heard and read posts from people who not only get told that they don't have good enough credit to get a phone from Boost Mobile, but the refund should take about 7 to 14 business days. You've got to be out of your mind. Some people haven't even gotten their refund back for a canceled order. Anyways, that's why I can't recommend Boost Mobile today. I would love to, but I just can't. Not until they start fixing these issues. Hopefully, they do that, because that would benefit a lot of customers. If you guys have any more to state, say, post in the comments. Those that came from the Facebook group page that commented on here on this video, thanks for coming over and sharing. You can share your stories, your experiences, whatever you want. I am sharing this on the group, so that way a lot of them can actually share their experiences in the comments here on the video on YouTube. But until then, thanks for checking out today's video. Talk to you on the next one. Law.